Hello and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. I'm Kevin Castley. Tonight I've got an article in North Korea News talking about how Joe Biden, Secretary of State, strongly wants a new human rights envoy to North Korea. This is kind of a meme. This goes back to the whole the EU is concerned meme, except this time it's the White House that's concerned. So we're going to take a look at the article and then we'll discuss. Okay. Blinken feels, quote, strongly, unquote, about reappointing a North Korean human rights envoy. The position has been left vacant since the Obama administration ended in January of 2017. Jungmin Kim reports. This is, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it doesn't need that much explaining already why this is dumb, but we'll take a look at the article. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken feels, quote unquote, strongly about the need to reappoint a special envoy for North Korea human rights. He said at a House Foreign Relations Committee hearing on Wednesday. Blinken's comments about the position came just a week before his scheduled visit to Seoul, where he was set to meet with South Korean counterparts from March 17th to 18th. Quote, "This is an issue I feel strongly about, and I agree with you," unquote, said Blinken in a response to Representative Young Kim, a Republican representative from California, who called on the Secretary of State to fill the position, quote, as quickly as possible, unquote. The position has been vacant for the past 4 years. Ambassador Robert King worked in the role between November 2009 and January of 2017 under then President Barack Obama. Quote, "I speak as a Korean American myself. The special envoy is a dire and urgent need, given that there are hundreds of Korean Americans that have yet to reunify with their loved ones, long lost relatives in North Korea," unquote, Kim said at the hearing. Yeah, I got news, dude. Having a well-paid human rights envoy that's going to be concerned about gulags and the closed society and the tyranny that exists on the northern portion of the Korean Peninsula isn't going to allow you to see your long-lost relatives there. Those people are stuck behind the Iron Curtain still. Having a human rights envoy to go over there and make small talk with Kim and his cronies, and in the best case scenario, reach some sort of nominal agreement in which the United States gives a ton of concessions, and then North Korea says, "Oh yeah, we'll do whatever is specified here, and yeah, human rights are good, and abusing human rights is bad," and then they'll go back to the status quo as normal. And then they'll say a few months later or a year later about how, well, they never really meant it. It was a big win for the regime, and the American dogs deserve to be messed with. That's obvious. That's their playbook. They've been doing this since late Kim Il-sung days, basically. We're on the third generation of this now with Kim Jong-un. Yet these people have learned nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. It's embarrassing. Like, I mean, these are very educated folks. Yet on this, they're clueless. They haven't taken the hawk pill. They still think that, oh, well, if we just play nice and reach out hard enough, then maybe it can all work out and whatnot. It's like, no. Obviously, you can look into my work. You can look into my debate with Dylan Burns. You can actually look into my very recent debate with Carl Fleury. in which this subject has repeatedly come up, as well as my solo work, in which I've talked about the North Korean regime's strategic objectives going into the mid portion of the 21st century. They have no desire to liberalize. They don't even exactly have much of a desire to economically liberalize, never mind politically. That's not happening. Here's what is happening. They're building up nukes, a lot of them, and they're going to be aimed, and they are being aimed at the United States, and they're mass producing them, and they're miniaturizing them, and they're increasing their yield year by year. The tests have shown that they went from, in 2006, a yield that was approximately 1 kiloton, to, in 2017, 11 years later, 225 kiloton yield, which is largely speculated to be a boosted fission device. So it is possible that was still pure fusion and they were just bluffing or whatever, but by this point, it's probably the case they did have a boosted fission device in order. Very soon, they're going to test a thermonuclear device, perhaps even a full yield one. Now, they definitely need to take a much deeper site in the mountains where they do it. Otherwise, it would straight up collapse the mountain, and that could be a problem for them. But the point here is that there is no peaceful solution to North Korea. We're not going to have a human rights envoy go over there, tell them about how human rights are good and dictatorship is bad, and then Kim's going to relinquish power and then promptly either be overthrown in some sort of coup that's allowed to happen, like arrested in the streets, that kind of thing, or just straight up brought to the International Criminal Court. He's not going to do that. There's no way. This is obvious. Kim Jong-un's actually smart, unlike some of his American counterparts. The Obama administration was a joke. Trump was, rhetorically incredibly exceptional, honestly, on North Korea for the first 2 years. And then he met Kim and he fell in love. And that was a disaster. Donald Trump actually had a chance to liberate North Korea once and for all, and he dropped the ball. We'll get back to the article. Quote, this position is critical for coordinating with South Korea on our dealings with North Korea, and to recognize the promotion of human rights issues, to bring it on the front burner, she added. Yeah, except here's the problem. The front burner's burning at 0 degrees, has no force, no backbone, nothing. We're still playing this game. We haven't learned. Again, these people are not dumb. These people are highly educated folks. It's not a problem of formal education or anything. And in their personal lives, they're very successful. But on this, they have a complete and total blind spot. They haven't been hawk-pilled. They don't get it. They still think that reaching out to dictators and asking them to play nice is a viable strategy. North Korea proved in the 90s that they were willing to sacrifice 10% of their population to die of starvation because they would prefer to be under sanctions and have a ton of their people die than in any way yield any power to the United States and our allies. And what did they get from it? What did they learn? Oh, they got nuclear weapons and they got the missile technology to deliver them. And Kim Jong-il said of that, he said, quote, or it's not an exact quote, I don't have the exact quote with me, but to paraphrase what Kim Jong-il said, he said that it was a victory that 10% of the population died of starvation because it meant that was fewer people that would risk a rebellion against him. And he managed to get, obviously the precursors in place to establish the nuclear program. So, and he survived. He died in natural causes with nukes. So he won. Those 3 million people that died, basically 2.5 million people, depending on how you calculate it. They actually, I say 10%. It was a bigger portion of the population back then. That would be 10% today. This was in the 90s. Those people lost. They died, and the West got played. We should have learned something from that. That should have been a hawk-pilled moment. That should have been a Sputnik type moment for people. Except we've got Antony Blinken here, and Representative Kim basically being like, "Oh yeah, we should do we should have harsh words. We should be concerned with North Korea." And Antony Blinken's like, "Yeah, we should be concerned about North Korea, and so let's get human rights envoy." Now, how about this? How about aircraft carriers are more effective than human rights envoys in suits? How about that? Let's continue. And it's a short article. Former envoy Robert King argued in a North Korean news article in November 2020 that there was a high chance that the Biden administration would fill his old role. Quote, "I believe that a Biden administration will bring a renewed commitment." Oh, isn't that a lovely choice of words? Coming from an Obama administration guy. "To human rights in North Korea," unquote. Renewed commitment. That's got to be a new meme. That's like, the EU is concerned, bro. Representative Andy Kim, Democratic representative from New Jersey, also asked Blinken during the hearing whether he thinks it's time to, quote, "formally end the Korean War," unquote. Likely referring to the so-called, quote, "end of war declaration," unquote, idea that South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Tulsi Gabbard, he's South Korean Tulsi Gabbard. If Tulsi was Korean, that's President Moon Jae-in, has brought up multiple times in the past. Yeah, except they have every intention of taking the South by force. Why would you end that? Just because you end a formal declaration of war doesn't mean they don't still have the nukes to blackmail you with once they feel they're ready to take the South and they can get you to stay out of it. Quote, "When it comes to North Korea, the policy itself and our approach is something we're all also reviewing to make sure we have the best possible tools to advance denuclearization," unquote, Blinken responded. Well, an overpaid dude in a suit isn't really an effective tool at producing denuclearization in North Korea. You know, it is a relatively effective tool at fostering denuclearization in the North. You know, it is a relatively effective tool. Oh, that's right. That's these guys. A dude in a suit that's concerned, bro, isn't going to make these ICBMs and their payloads go away. That's not how it works. This, a little bit different, a little bit more efficacious. This, a little bit more efficacious, right? These guys, a little bit more efficacious. A dude in a suit who's concerned? Not so much. Not so much. We'll get back to the article. Quote, "And in particular, to look at the different pressure points we may have, as well as some of the diplomatic, quote, opportunities." Oh yeah, here's an opportunity to get played and have the bully take our lunch money again, but in a new way. That's swaggy, bro. I can't wait to give the bully my lunch money again and tell him to start being a nice person and hope he listens for once. That's liberal internationalism in a nutshell for you. so that we can hopefully make progress on something that has been a very challenging issue for many administrations, unquote. Yeah, I wonder why it's been challenging with that attitude. Because with me, we all know if I was in charge, it wouldn't be very challenging at all. Within arguably 2 months, the regime would be 100% removed from any sort of power, and the de-Juification process of the peninsula would have already begun, and their nuclear assets would have been destroyed in the first day of the strike. And within 60 days, the conventional invasion would have brought about the downfall of the regime and the neutralization of the Korean People's Army and the disbandment of any remaining units. And then at that point, you would begin a very long and necessary approach of nation building to bring them up to a level so that they can be formally incorporated into the South with the same rights and privileges of the South Koreans. That's how you produce and foster human rights in North Korea. You don't get some dude in a suit who's concerned, bro, to go to the UN or to go to these bilateral talks and say, we don't like what you're doing in the gulags. Could you please not murder innocent people and starve innocent people to death and have your thugs and secret police sexually violate kids in front of their moms in these gulags? Could you please not imprison people that are born in the gulags for their whole life and then their kids and so on and so forth? Can you please not? And the Kim regime says, oh yeah, we'll think about it, but sauce us some aid, bro. Our people are starving. We can use some food, bro. And also a bunch of money. That'd be pretty good too. They're like, oh, okay, but you promise you'll be nice then, right? And Kim's like, yeah, sure, or whatever. That's the ticket. And then they're like, okay, well, here's a bunch of money, and here's a bunch of rice and stuff. Now be sure to give that to the people. And Kim's like, okay. So to all those in the elites over here, who wants some extra rice, bro? And here's some cash. So they thought it was getting out of the countryside. What a bunch of dumb Yankees, right? But that's the thing, right? This is the hawk pill. Once you actually get mugged by reality and realize that the world doesn't work like how the kindergarten teacher tells you that if you just be nice with everybody, that everybody will be nice to you, then you start to realize that these conventional and weak diplomatic means, and I say weak as if there's any strength there whatsoever. There's no strength there. It's not even, to say weak relative to what I'm suggesting implies that there's any degree of strength to begin with. No, it's not just weak. It is without any force whatsoever. It's devoid of force. But if you had the Ghoul Gang in, or you had anybody associated with the Ghoul Gang, they wouldn't be talking about a special envoy. You know what special envoy would be appointing? It'd be this dude. Be this guy. And the Kim regime wouldn't be coming out very well on that side. So take a look at the chat and then we'll wrap this up. Actually, we had a few comments here tonight already. Hello from your new non-NPC patron. Well, thank you. I do want to say thank you to neoconservative unilateralist expansionist for your patronage. We're back up past $100, which means I'm going to try to actually have daily videos out again. So that'd be great. Daily pre-recorded videos for the premieres, because we went under $100 for a while. So let's see. Oh yeah, hello. How's it going? feel very strongly that Kanzik is based. Absolutely. Everybody go check out Arthur's new video. It's like 6 seconds long. It's take on of course, on Kanzik's line in his opening video. That one's pretty funny. Liberalism is a cancer from Carvo. Oh, interesting. Where are you getting this info from? Wait, dude, you posted that at 3:08. We were reading the article then. What are you talking about? We literally had an article of Tony Blinken saying that he's concerned, bro, and he wants a special human rights envoy. What do you mean, where am I getting the info from? I literally screen shared the article, dude. What are you talking about? So, like, what is it with the anti-liberals and being incredibly dumb? How do Western scientists know the situation of the North Korean arsenal? Seriously? Are you going to try to tell me they don't even have nukes or something? Seriously? Why don't you go live in North Korea then? Instead of using the privileges and rights of the West and internet access of the West to shell for a country where you get executed for being on YouTube. How about that, dude? Kanzik, quote, American dollars should not go to foreign countries like Guam, unquote, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, and isn't it funny how they always say that the pro-war crowd can't find Iraq on a map, can't find North Korea on a map or anything. No, it's the anti-war crowd that knows nothing about geography. That's why they're anti-war. They don't know anything about the world. Marjorie Taylor Greene being an example of one of these stupid isolationists, that her solution to North Korea is, oh, well, why can't they have nukes? We'd all just get along if everybody had the same 8,000 nukes, right? No, she's a loser. She's an idiot. And everybody that thinks like her is an idiot. Neocon unilateralist expansionist says, when I'm president, I'm going to be the most hawkish in American history, especially on North Korea. Oh, man, that'd be based. Unfortunately, we'll probably be out of time by then. They'll probably have amassed enough nukes to go into the South and blackmail America to stay out of it. If you can become president before that, by all means, that would be based and hawk-pilled, and I would hype up your campaign 100%. Wyatt says, the worst thing you can do is put pressure on North Korea and then let them win. It's worse than doing nothing at all because it gives Kim a dumb victory. Oh, that's such a good point. No, dude, that's such a good point. Because if you didn't even try, if you just ignored them, the outcome would actually be better. Because what's going to happen here? Tony Blinken's like, oh yeah, we're trying hard, man. We're going to get a dude in a suit to go and explain some stuff to them. And then that's going to yield nothing productive. And then North Koreans get a win from it. No, that's such a good point. Where Kettle says, Kevin, I've been waiting for 3 hours. This is not waking up with Superpower Broadcasting. It's afternoon tea with SPB. There you go. What is this 3 a.m. Canadian Neocon thing? Are you guys actually spooning at Langley? Oh, maybe it's 6 a.m. here. Maybe I am in Virginia right now. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm on the left coast, or am I in Virginia right now with the Alphabet Boys and stuff? Are you Juche gang? He asked that to neoconservative unilateralist expansionist. I don't know, Chris. Does neoconservative unilateralist expansionist sound Juche gang to you? I don't know. There's something about his name, neoconservative unilateralist expansionist. Probably not Juche gang. Probably not. Probably not. Just a guess. It's just a little guess, dude. When I'm president, Kanzik will be my VP and Kevin will be my foreign policy advisor. That's Arthur right now. That'll be based. Be based. Chris says DPRK based. Okay, fifth column. Why don't you go and live over there? Like, why don't you walk the walk? Why don't you actually step up, put your money where your mouth is, be brave, go and live over there? How about that? Instead of shilling for them on YouTube when you get executed if you use YouTube over there. Pathetic. Well, it says, imagine being awake from 3 a.m. to potentially 6 a.m. just because you want to whine at Kevin, lol. Oh, yeah, no, these guys are sad and pathetic. And then they'll say, oh, but you're the one who's streaming and there's only like however many viewers here right now. And I'm one of them because I have nothing better to do. And I hate you, but I'm not going to stop watching because I'm with the Brainlet Brigades. That's these guys basically. Chris says, Canadian Neocon is an oxymoron. Oh, man. Workittle says, well, I've been waiting since 10 a.m. for Kevin to go live. Now it's 1 p.m. And the Korean War by ending North Korea. Well, there you go. There you go. Somebody should tell Tony Blinken and Joe Biden that. Why is the stream so early today? Chris is telling us that that's it. You are scheduled for an extra week in the gulag just for that comment. How pathetic. Imagine being a communist. You guys lost the Cold War. All that you guys have left is communist China and North Korea, two countries that could be wiped out in 45 minutes by the United States and couldn't return the favor. You guys are pathetic. You guys are losers. I mean, imagine unironically being a communist in 2021. Like, you guys lost the Cold War. You guys are a dead ideology. Yeah, no, this guy's a clown. This guy's a joke. Amazing. Oh yeah, we got a lot of stuff here about like Neocon spooky and stuff. Yeah, Kanzik says, yeah, there's no in between with these people. Either a bunch of obese monks or scrawny manlets. Oh yeah, none of them are like the muscular chads. They're all either incredibly fat or super scrawny. Ectomorph or endomorph, exactly. And their foreign policy is ectomorphic. So you guys are worshiping us US Chads? Wait, you're not a US Chad. You live in America, yet you undermine your own country's interests. And based on what we saw the other day in the chat when you spam cringe, and tonight when you're defending North Korea. So I don't consider you actually an American. You were born in the United States, but at the heart of it, you're an anti-American bootlicker for the Kim regime. Chris says, I'm close to talking Haas, that spaz we watched yesterday, to come in and debate you. Yeah, I've heard from a lot of his fans that Haas is going to come and debate me. Why the hell hasn't Haas gotten in touch with me yet? Why does he send his fanboys over here to do that? Seems kind of scared, honestly. We had some Canadian Neocons come on the Infrared show today. I'm going to press X to doubt on that one. Maybe I'm wrong. There aren't too many Canadian Neocons. And if they were on a show, I probably would have heard about it. Because I think I know like half of the Canadian Neocons that are out there. But you guys probably consider Antony Blinken and Joe Biden to be Neocons. So I guess that would make sense. Probably a Neocon is, you guys probably consider Vosh to be a Neocon, honestly. Like everybody's a Neocon. North Korea thinks they can take the South over without war, since a lot of South Koreans love North Korea. Well, they have to get the United States out, though. That's the thing. About 20% of South Koreans would side with North Korea if a war broke out. and they would actively undermine and sabotage the South Korean war effort. Now, the South Korean government would actually surrender very quickly, like preemptively surrender. As soon as they found out that Washington wasn't going to be helping out and that Washington was okay with 30,000 Americans getting taken prisoner of war, that was a necessary sacrifice to not get nuked in San Francisco, New York, and D.C., and Miami, which North Korea, by the way, can nuke all those cities right now. Never mind when they've got hundreds of nukes with thermonuclear yields on them. The South Koreans in the Blue House will straight up say, "Oh, well, we're done. Let's just surrender right away. Why do we need to fight a war we're going to lose?" Even if they could technically hold back the North, because they do have a pretty advanced military, they don't have the political will to fight. Tulsi Gabbard, Moon Jae-in, they're not going to fight that. Even if they knew they could win, they won't fight that war because they're not war hawks. They're not tough. They're weak. They're losers. So they would immediately surrender to the North and say, let's join our TradCon communist brothers in the North and be pure Koreans and stuff and be communist together and everything. And then that would be that. And that peninsula would fall under communism, and another 50 million people would be lost to the forces of darkness. And America would go from being a superpower to being an irrelevant outpost on the American continent. Because all of a sudden, all those NATO countries would realize, oh, if Russia actually does invade you, America's not going to do anything because nukes, bro. Whereas for me, I'm like, they wouldn't even try, but they wouldn't have the chance because I would wipe them out before they had the opportunity to wait for the next administration. So Wyatt says, hey everyone, it's 4:26 a.m. Do I go out to get breakfast at 6 a.m.? Yeah, well, no, that sounds good. Depends what you're gonna get. What are you thinking about? Like Tim Hortons? Or something else, because like I kind of feel like some Tim Hortons, honestly. Yeah, Neocon. Trolling Neocon Canadians at 3 a.m. is based. Not really trolling, dude. I know you're actually one of Infrared, one of Hawes's fanboys. Not really a troll. You guys are actual communists, which makes this pretty funny because you guys haven't got the memo that your ideology is a losing ideology and dead in Europe and soon to be dead in Asia if we have anything to say about it. So, do I go to McDonald's or do I go to Humpty's, a base Canadian diner? I've never been to Humpty's. I like McDonald's sometimes, but I probably, if it were me, I'd be down to try the diner personally. That'd be my advice to Wyatt. So, Chris is a neat that has nothing better to do than spam the chat of this channel at 3 a.m. Oh yeah, but he's not trolling. Let's just be clear about that. He's an actual communist, which makes this super funny because there's no bigger way to say you're a loser in 2021 than say you're a communist. Again, a dead ideology. Yeah, he's right here. Unironic communist here. Yeah, dude, we know. We're dunking on you right now. You guys lost the Cold War. The Neocons kicked your ass, dude. Deal with it. Oh, that's right. That guy still wants to debate me. I forgot about that. Like, I stopped talking with him for a while because I couldn't even figure out the premise he wanted to debate about. It made no sense whatsoever. No, he wants to debate me that Obama was the GOAT neocon. That might be the dumbest debate we've ever done on the show. Like, do I even need to explain why that's stupid? I tried explaining to him. I'm like, well, okay, but he's not a neoconservative. And he's like, no, he's the greatest neocon of all time. That's what he's arguing. So, like, I'm not sure if it's just a troll or whatever. Like, nobody can actually be that stupid, right? Obama was a liberal internationalist that lost big time and pulled out of Iraq and got cucked on North Korea. What part of Obama would like? Okay, so names don't mean anything anymore, basically. Obama equals neocon, bro. What? I know, that was my reaction. That's why the debate hasn't happened yet, because every time I try to figure out, so what's your deal? Like, what do you mean? He just says, oh, well, like Obama was the GOAT neocon. Are you scared? But what does that even mean? War Kettle, what stock should I buy today? Buy Raytheon and Lockheed stock. And Northrop Grumman. Any military contractor stock. Stonk. Communists still thinking hating Obama is impressive law. Yeah, no, the Hawk Gang, not a fan of Obama. It's not impressive to not like Obama. The question is, what's your alternative? If you say, oh, yeah, Obama was a bad president, it's like, okay, I hear you. And then you're like, yeah, we should have replaced him with Karl Marx. It's like, no, dude, get out of here, dude. Wyatt says, I had a mental breakdown trying to figure out if Haas, the spazoid, was ironic or not. No, I looked into it. He streams all the time. They're serious. Just basically imagine Vosh, but incredibly angry and way, way, way more bitter. No, he's serious, man. These people are real. Like, there are actual communists out there. Haas is legit. And now he's almost certainly scared to debate me. I've been told for like a week now from these people that, oh yeah, Haas is going to come and debate you. It's like, okay, but all you guys are random simps of Haas. When is Haas actually going to show up? When is Haas going to work out a debate time with me? Because right now it just seems like he gets his grunt simps to go and do it for him, and that's pathetic. Come on, Haas, step your game up. What's the problem? And like Infrared, they're like, oh no, there's 12 streamers at Infrared. How do you people have 12 hosts and have 2,200 subs? That's sad. That's sad. Like Daniel Boardman is basically at almost 3,000 subs. He's one host. He does his show. You guys have 12 hosts, and Haas is your most high-profile dude. You guys have 2,200 subs. No, he's not ironic. Like these people are real. He's every communist you never knew in high school or in university, except he's incredibly angry and incredibly rageful. And yeah, after they lose, they're gonna claim it was just irony, bro, probably. But we're onto it. We know what these guys are about. Wyatt says Tim Hortons is fine, but their coffee isn't as good now. No, I actually totally agree with that, 100%. But like the only McDonald's near me, for example, is only open at a drive-through. So unless I feel like getting in my car, driving a short distance just to go to the drive-through, I'd rather walk to Tim Hortons. Honestly, if I don't feel like driving, but. No, you're right about that. They got bought out, I believe, by some U.S. company, and their coffee sucks now. That's true. So, hey, Kevin, if Henry doesn't moderate, I will neutrally moderate the debate between you and Haas. I don't think it's going to happen. Can you comment on all neocons originally being Trotskyites? Oh my God. So I'm going to clip out a standalone piece from a stream I did the other day. It was the post show of my Carl Fleury debate, where I spent about 10 minutes talking about what I thought about the debate with Carl, and another 40 minutes talking about how stupid the Neocons Trotskyite meme was because somebody did the meme in the chat or something stupid. So you can go and check out my thoughts there. I can't believe I'm having to address this right now in 2021. What do you mean all neocons originally being Trotskyites? It was one neocon. It was Irving Kristol in the 1930s when he was at City College for 18 months. He basically was LARPing as a fellow traveler of the Trotskyite Party. That was in the 1930s. Neoconservatism didn't emerge until really the 1960s. So once he was in his, basically in his 50s and a neocon and everything, and then him and some other dudes, Potterettes and whatnot, that's where neoconservatism really started. They got disillusioned with how weak America was in the Soviet Union and whatnot. By this point, obviously, Irving Kristol was pretty conservative, very capitalist, believer in democracy, all that kind of stuff. He remarked on his 18-month stint as a lefty in college, basically, as a time that he was like, it was just kind of a meme, basically. And it'd be the same as if there was some dude in 2016 who spent 18 months being an edgy alt-righter on 4chan, and then 30 years later in 2050 became like some socialist, social democrat or whatever. Would it be fair then to say everybody in that movement is alt-right because that dude posted some edgy memes, bro, on 4chan in 2016? You can understand, Chris, how unbelievably mind-numbingly dumb that would be to accuse him of still being alt-right. Never mind his movement. Yet here we are, almost a century on. Think about it. It's been like almost like, what, 90 years basically since Irving Kristol did an 18-month meme as a fellow traveler, even not even like a full-out member of a Trotskyite party, just kind of like sympathetic and stuff. That his son gets called a Trotskyite. By the way, his son was born conservative, still conservative. That's Bill Kristol, never been leftist. Everybody associated with the neocons, we're talking people like Elliot Abrams. Seriously, you're gonna argue to me? They were all originally Trotskyites. Oh yeah. Elliot Abrams, Trotskyite, right? Bill Kristol, Trotskyite, right? Potteritz, Trotskyite, right? Show me. No. You have one. Hell, there's a communist YouTuber, two toucans or whatever the hell his name is. He's got about 1,000 subs. Even he was like, it was only one of the neocons, and even then it was 30 years before neocons were a thing, and it was for 18 months, and he wasn't serious about it. So, and that dude's a communist. That guy's not like a neocon trying to like make his movement look good or something. You guys have nothing. Like, so when and you guys then proceed to call not only the children of the original neocons Trotskyites because Irving Kristol memed for 18 months as a lefty in college, but then you call people that are adjacent to neocons, like John Bolton, a Trotskyite. A guy who campaigned for Barry Goldwater when he's 15 years old, been conservative his whole life. What the hell are you people talking about? I know, I'm not sure if I've seen you do those memes, but I know a lot of people do those memes. A lot of communists, a lot of fascists, a lot of alt-righters, a lot of grapers. They always do those memes. You watch any interviews with like big neocons, Max Boot, Abrams, Kristol, etc. Even John Bolton, even though he's not a neocon, all the comments are like, "Oh, he's a Trotskyite." That again, I've said before, that is a world-ending cringe take. I consider it in the top 10 dumbest memes to exist on the internet, honestly. And now it actually predated the internet. It kind of started with the Pat Buchanan buddies back in the 80s trying to slander neoconservatives. Like, oh, they're Trotskyites, man. They're communists, man. Yeah, no. Neocons destroyed the communist empire. So, yeah, Kevin's addressed this a million times. Yeah, I'm not going into any more detail tonight. I mean, they did the meme, dude. God damn it. Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to wrap this up very shortly. But yeah, to close with, everybody here is literally Leon Trotsky, not even metaphorically, not even figuratively. I'm literally Leon Trotsky. I'm not metaphorically Leon Trotsky. I'm literally him. So is Kanzik. We're both the same dude. So is Arthur. We're literally all Trotsky, dude. We're all Tronsky. Bro, you're Tronsky, bro. Yeah, I am, and so are you. Everybody here is Trotsky tonight. No, you're Trotsky. Jay is Tronsky. Oh, great. Jay says he will buy them stocks. Stonks. By the way, that's not like financial advice or anything. I haven't looked into them. I'm not a financial advisor or anything. Full disclosure. I just really like Lockheed and Raytheon and all the military industrial complex stonks. So, like, if I had money to buy stonks, I would buy them even if they lost money. So, yes. Can't wait for the 6th gen fighters by Lockheed Martin or Boeing. Yeah, yo. Olympian God says, well, their burgers aren't the best, but their chicken nuggets, fries, and McCafe stuff is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Chris says, hey, I had to talk Haas into it. He says you're too small time. Yeah, that everybody was saying, oh yeah, he'll debate you. But then Haas is like, oh, he's too small time. Dude, you guys have 2,200 subs, and you guys apparently have like 12 streamers at your network. That's not impressive. I was like, listen, you can't just dunk on Vosh. You gotta go to where Vosh gets his material. Wait. Yeah, you said to Haas, I was like, listen, you can't just dunk on Vosh. You gotta go to where Vosh gets his material. Wait, does Vosh watch Superpower Broadcasting? I've never seen Vosh in chat. I'm pretty sure Vosh would call me a deranged neocon capitalist bourgeois bootlicker. Pretty sure that's what Vosh would say. Pretty sure. But I don't know. Maybe he lurks in the chat. I don't always read the chat. It's all my. Oh man, yeah. I usually go to A&W instead. Oh, A&W is base. They're just overpriced. So. Oh, Jay says, check DMs. My order is in play. Well, that's pretty good. We'll have to open up Twitter. I gotta go to bed shortly, but yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh man, he's got them Lockheed and Northrop Grumman stocks. No, dude, that's based. That's based. He went in. He's got Lockheed, man. He's got Northrop Grumman. We got base talk here tonight. Chris says, I'm your only communist fan. Give me a break. Are you a fan? Or a hater? Let's see. Communist fan. Well, I don't know. Nick Fuentes would say all these people here are communists, right? Except he's also kind of down for communism, so that's also a thing. Yeah, only I can be Kevin's communist fan. That's what Arthur says. Olympian God says, dude, my cooperative class teacher was a straight up anti-American communist. She even says stupid shit like, quote, welfare was made / created by capitalists, unquote, which doesn't even make sense. No, welfare was made by like social democrats that wanted cushy jobs and didn't want to solve poverty, because if they solved poverty, people wouldn't vote for them anymore. So, like if your base for getting elected is to say to poor people, mostly minorities, I will help you. It's in your interest to have those poor people, mostly minorities, stay poor so that you'll still be there to quote unquote help them in 4 years, right? That's basically been like mainstream, democratic economic strategy for like 40 years now, basically. Better red than dead, we say? Yeah, no. It's better dead than red. So, obviously. Like, and again, if it is better red than dead, why don't you go and live in North Korea? Or even China? Why don't you just walk the walk? Why do you stay in the West, Chris? No, there's a... Wait, you think you hit a nerve with this Trotskyite thing? Wait, hold up. No. It's a stupid meme. I've had to go over this so many times. You hit a nerve? No, you just posted with all the brainlets on 4chan, dude. What do you mean? Well, welcome to the club with Nick Fuentes and the alt-right going around calling every neocon a Trotskyite. You have no idea what you're talking about. You said all neocons originally being Trotskyites. I explained to you it was one neocon 30 years before the movement or, persuasion, whatnot, even emerged. Dude, look into it. Was Podhoretz a Trotskyite? Podhoretz was always deeply conservative. What are you talking about? Oh, neocons are Trotskyites. Yeah, you just proved you know nothing, dude. I like this one from Wyatt. If Kevin is too small time, then have Daniel Boardman debate him. Yeah, he can't make that argument with Daniel Boardman. Boardman has like almost 1,000 more subs. And Boardman, by the way, is one person. There are 12 people. Yeah, Daniel has more subs. No. I'm going to say it right now. Haas was scared to debate me. There's no way he's going to debate Daniel. Daniel would eviscerate him. All he needs to do is watch one Daniel clip and be like, oh, crap, I'm not debating this guy. This guy knows his stuff. This guy's on the ball. I'm not going to do that. Vosh doesn't watch Superpower Broadcasting Law. I was getting excited. I thought he got his material from me. That's what Chris told me. Vosh gets 83% of his foreign policy from superpower Canadian exceptional expansionism. Cell phone by calling yourself a communist. No, exactly right. Amazing. No, but for real, Raytheon makes great anti-ballistic missile systems. No, absolutely. I like Raytheon. Raytheon's cool. Yeah, no, Kanzig's right to point out, actually, welfare was made by Trotskyites. The Trotsky. That's true. Yeah, laughing at people reading about Trotskyism is not being triggered, lol. He's like, I think I hit a nerve with this one. Let me guess, you're going to hit a nerve with my USS Liberta, too. Because you're going to ask me, what do I think about the USS Liberta? And then I'm going to explain how it's a dumb meme. And you'll be like, I think I hit a nerve with this one, dude. Amazing. Chris says, why don't you go live in the USA, Kevin? You have our leaders and planes in your background, bro. Why not be a real imperialist? You're up in Canada with a cow in a field. I actually want to live in the United States. As soon as I'm out of debt, save up a 6-month emergency fund. Then I'm going to save up the money to apply for U.S. citizenship. So hopefully I will be an American citizen by the time I'm 35, ideally. But I like Canada, and you can definitely be pro-American and love Canada, because if it weren't for America, Canada would be a Soviet gulag colony. We would be the Siberia of Siberia. And it is because of America that all these great countries like the UK and Japan and Taiwan and Canada are free today. So when people say that America is exceptionalist, they are wrong. America is meta-exceptionalist because Taiwan is an exceptional country. Canada is an exceptional country. And yet we'd be communist hellhole colonies without America. So, and also, if America is imperialist, where are America's colonies, bro? Wait for earnings to brown babies report, bro. Yeah, no, you're such a brainlet, Chris. Vosh doesn't watch SPB; he studies it. Yeah. Yeah, Vancouver Island isn't known for its cows. Yeah, normally people say like, "Oh, you're up there with the moose," even though I've never seen a moose in my life before. Like cows? I mean, there are some cows here, but by the way, this doesn't even make any sense anyway. As if to say like you can only be a certain ideology if you're born somewhere. It's like, yeah, I could be born in North Korea and recognize that America is better than North Korea. Recognize that America is the exceptional vanguard of liberty. You don't have to be American to do that. You're American, Chris, and you can't do that. You're simping for communism. So what happened? Yeah, Canada would be a Soviet gulag. Awesome. Yeah, I know you guys like that. Haas really likes that. He really likes the gulags and everything. But I'm telling you, you don't need to wait. You can do it right now. You can go over to North Korea and check out the gulags over there yourself. They'll give you a they'll even give you a free trip over there. You won't even need to pay for gas. Wyatt says, best be a Canadian neocon since Canada is a harder task to try and change politically. Going to the USA is surrendering to Canada being a liberal internationalist country forever. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. There, like for me personally, I mostly want to live in the US because Florida and Texas, it's way easier to afford to live than anywhere here. And I want to be a YouTuber full time as soon as possible. So I need to live in the cheapest place possible so that I don't have to, work a bunch of time on the side so I can focus on making content. Kind of hard to do that in British Columbia. So, Vancouver Island is known for enviro communists. That's true. And ironic cafes that serve ironic coffees. Also true. Also overpriced. And everything is made of hemp. Oh, no, absolutely. That's true. Oh, I like this one from Kanzik. Chris Morlock is a Trotskyite. By the way, Chris Morlock has way more in common with Trotsky than anybody here tonight, anybody associated with my channel, and any neoconservative ever. Even perhaps more so than Irving back in the 30s. Because this dude is an actual communist. Yeah, wealth build. There you go. Kevin should run and be an MP at some point. Oh, I would not win that. I would have to move somewhere else because the Conservative Party gets no seats over here. Like where I live, it's all either Green Party or NDP. So I wouldn't have a shot out here. YouTuber and a parliamentarian. No, that'd be pretty cool. So with that, we're going to wrap this up. So almost an hour. So thank you for tuning in. To the communists out there, get triggered. And, well, actually, you guys already are triggered. So have fun with that. And, yeah, so I'll be back here tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And what I will say is if you want to support me, you can join our newest patron, Neoconservative Unilateralist Expansionist, and support the channel. We're past $100 again, which means I'm going to try to have daily premieres out for you in addition to the daily live streams. Also, Tony Blinken, dude, grow up, get mugged by reality. North Korea isn't going to play nice and not be a menace to their people just because you appointed a dude in a suit who told them that human rights are good and communism is bad. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Get hawk-pilled. And to all my base patrons, stay hawk-pilled. To all my awesome viewers, stay based and keep on rocking in the free world. You can also check out my Ko-Fi or send me a tip on PayPal as well. And I will see you tomorrow. So have a good evening, everybody. Except for the communists. He should probably go and live in North Korea, but there's that. So have a good evening and stay based.